For more on this, let's bring in Senate Majority Whip John Thune. He's a Republican of South Dakota, and great to have you here. If we could start with this, I wanted to read to you a tweet from Senator Warner. Of course, he's the ranking on the Intel Committee. He said, Mr. Barr knows how counter-intel investigations work. He knows there was ample evidence of Russian attempts to infiltrate the Trump campaign and that the FBI took lawful action to stop it. Giving a wink and a nod to this long-debunked spying conspiracy theory is irresponsible. So I guess I would ask, because we don't have the report yet that Barr is going to send out, is everyone playing with fire, trying to talk about it without having seen it?
Well, first off, you're right, Dana. I think it'd be good. Let's wait and get the report. It's going to be available sometime, as he said, within the next week or sometime next week. But these questions that are being raised, I think, are valid ones. If governmental power was used to abuse the rights of American citizens, that's something that we need to know. Now, my experience is that the Attorney General is a very straight shooter. I think that he isn't going to go off half-cocked. He is looking into this, and I think he has every right to look into this. And I frankly think the American people expect him to look into this.
Though he had the summary that said no collusion and no further thing to see here on obstruction. Of course, the Democrats want to have this report. They're making a big deal out of it. Here's President Trump this morning talking about it before he left for Texas.
It was an illegal investigation. It was started illegally. Everything about it was crooked. Every single thing about it. There were dirty cops. These were bad people. You look at McCabe and Comey, and you look at Lisa and Peter Strzok. These were bad people. And this was an attempted coup. This was an attempted takedown of a president.
I'll just ask you for your thoughts on that. I mean, those are some pretty strong language. Attempted coup?
Well, I think that's the way the president, I'm sure, views this. But I think the fact of the matter is the investigation, the Mueller investigation is complete. The report is going to be available. The American people hopefully will have an opportunity to see what's in there and make their own evaluation, which is what we've always said should happen. There should be a very open, transparent process. Let the American people decide. And I have every confidence the Attorney General is doing everything he can to make as much of this report public as possible.
Meantime, another one of your colleagues on the other side of the aisle and also running for president, Senator Bernie Sanders, announcing sort of a Medicare for All Plus plan. Listen to this.
They want a health care system which will lower health care costs and save them money. They want a health care system which will guarantee them freedom of choice in terms of the doctor or hospital they go to. They want a health care system which will substantially lower the cost of prescription drugs.
I wonder what you think for the citizens of South Dakota. Would any of those things actually come true if the government takes over all of health care?
Well, what he's talking about, his plan wouldn't accomplish any of those things. I mean, what he's talking about is a one-size-fits-all government-run plan which takes insurance away from 180 million Americans who have it today, paid for by the taxpayers at a cost, according to most estimates, of well over $30 trillion. So this does not give people more choices. It does not lower their costs. All it does is put the government in charge of their health care. And that is an idea that I think the American people are going to reject. And frankly, one we would love to have the opportunity to discuss and debate in the weeks ahead.
Well, it looks like you're going to get your wish there. I'm going to give you just 30 seconds on, you're going to try to help us get rid of these robocalls. Tell me more about that.
Well, we've got a bill, Dana, that would hopefully you're not going to get rid of all of them, but there were 26 billion robocalls made last year that annoyed the American people, and many of them are a nuisance. Some of them are just flat preying on vulnerable populations, and we need to do something about that. So we've got a bill that takes that on.
Well, I know that there will be lots of people who will be grateful, me included, if that actually happens. Senator John Thune of South Dakota, thank you.
Thanks, Dana.